Have you ever stopped to notice how much of your life is dictated not by your dreams, but by your comfort? Comfort is seductive, it whispers, "Stay here, it's safe, don't move." Yet every moment you surrender to ease, your life shrinks, your potential stagnates, and the world outside becomes an illusion of safety while your inner self cries out for growth. To truly live, one must learn to step beyond the familiar, beyond the soft cushion of comfort, and embrace the raw, unpredictable energy of life. What feels safe often hides the greatest danger to your growth. When you cling to comfort, your mind, body, and soul slowly become prisoners, chained not by force but by habit. Every decision made to avoid effort, every moment spent seeking ease tightens the invisible cage around your potential. Life, in its essence, demands movement, change and courage, yet comfort whispers that stillness is safety. This illusion lulls you into stagnation, convincing you that the walls you build around yourself are protection, when in truth they are barriers to your own evolution. Comfort convinces you that survival is the ultimate goal, but survival without challenge is not living. It is merely existing. True growth lies in the territory beyond ease, in moments where the body strains, the mind resists, and the heart beats with uncertainty. Discomfort becomes the doorway through which your latent potential emerges, each step into the unknown revealing strengths you never imagined. The mind fears, but courage grows in the very place fear resides, and every time you choose the path that demands effort, you expand the boundaries of what is possible. The illusion of security created by comfort keeps you dependent on routines, opinions, and predictable outcomes. It tricks the senses into believing that the familiar is safe, that the known is enough. Yet life rewards those who embrace uncertainty, who understand that real safety is not in the ease of the moment, but in the resilience forged through trials. Every moment avoided, every challenge refused, weakens the foundation of your inner strength, leaving you fragile and unprepared for the demands of a world that never waits. Discomfort awakens awareness in a way comfort never can. When life becomes too easy, the mind grows dull, perception narrows, and the richness of existence fades into monotony. Pain, struggle, and challenge are not enemies. They are teachers shaping clarity, wisdom, and presence. Every difficulty endured, every step taken outside the boundaries of ease stretches the mind and deepens the soul. Those who embrace discomfort do not merely survive, they awaken to life in its fullest expression, experiencing depth, insight, and vitality that comfort alone can never provide. To remain a slave to comfort is to remain small, predictable and incomplete. Every moment surrendered to ease is a moment of potential wasted, a chance to transform that is denied. The world rewards courage, resilience, and those who dare to step beyond the familiar. Life unfolds fully only when one chooses the path that demands effort, endurance, and determination. The invisible chains of comfort can be broken the moment you decide to step into the unknown, to welcome challenge, and to embrace the discomfort that ultimately leads to freedom, power, and the full realization of who you are. True transformation begins the moment you step outside the familiar and leave behind the safety of what you already know. Growth is never comfortable, it is forged in moments that challenge your mind, test your body, and stretch your spirit. Every time you resist the urge to remain in ease, you take a step toward discovering a deeper dimension of yourself that comfort could never reveal. Discomfort is not a threat, it is a signal that you are moving, evolving, and expanding the limits of your potential. The very sensations of unease, struggle and resistance are markers that change is happening, that your life is shifting toward something greater. When you willingly enter the space of discomfort, you are forcing yourself to confront fear, uncertainty, and limitation. This confrontation is the birthplace of strength, clarity, and wisdom. A life confined by comfort grows shallow, predictable, and small. But a life that embraces challenge becomes wide, vibrant, and alive. Each moment of resistance, each decision to endure rather than avoid, acts like a chisel shaping the sculpture of your character. Growth is not given, it is carved out through persistent effort, bold choices, and the courage to face what you would rather avoid. Discomfort has a way of revealing truths that comfort conceals. When everything is easy, the mind drifts, the senses dull, and illusions of sufficiency cloud judgment. But when you step into unease, you see clearly what truly matters, what fears control you, and where your real potential lies. Pain, difficulty, and challenge are not punishments, but teachers guiding you toward higher levels of awareness. Every time you move through discomfort, instead of fleeing from it, you are rewiring your mind and body to operate at a higher frequency, capable of handling more, understanding more, and becoming more. The path of discomfort is not about suffering for its own sake, it is about deliberately choosing growth over ease. Those who seek only comfort are trapped in cycles of stagnation, missing the richness that comes from stretching beyond what feels safe. True evolution demands persistence, resilience, and the willingness to meet life as it is rather than as you wish it to be. Every challenge faced, every boundary tested, every fear confronted becomes a stepping stone that lifts you above limitation and toward the extraordinary life you are capable of creating. Ultimately, discomfort is the language through which life speaks the possibility of transformation. To resist it is to resist your own evolution. Every moment you embrace difficulty, endure strain, or move beyond the familiar, you align yourself with the forces of growth and vitality. A life that seeks comfort alone will always remain small, but a life that steps willingly into discomfort becomes boundless, empowered, and awake. The choice is constant and simple: remain enclosed within the soft walls of ease, or step into the unknown where true transformation begins. Comfort lulls the mind into believing that safety lies in stillness and ease, but this is a dangerous illusion. When you seek only comfort, you ignore the truths that life constantly presents, and you build walls around yourself that block growth and possibility. Real security is not something that comes from avoiding difficulty or staying within familiar boundaries. It emerges when you confront challenges, adapt, and learn to navigate uncertainty with awareness and strength. Each moment you cling to ease, you are surrendering the opportunity to develop resilience, courage, and self-reliance. The mind naturally resists discomfort because it equates effort and struggle with danger, but true safety is cultivated in motion, not stagnation. Strength comes not from avoiding challenges, but from meeting them directly, understanding their lessons, and emerging on the other side stronger and wiser. Resilience is forged in the fire of adversity, and those who remain confined within comfort may feel secure temporarily, but they remain fragile when real trials arrive. Security built on avoidance is brittle, security built on mastery of challenges is unshakable. Every challenge faced and every moment of unease navigated becomes a source of inner strength. Comfort convinces you that what is easy is sufficient, but ease is often a trap that prevents awareness and limits potential. By stepping beyond comfort, you train your mind and body to handle uncertainty, to endure strain, and to remain grounded when external circumstances shift. This process builds a deeper sense of security than any avoidance ever could, because it is rooted in capability rather than illusion. Discomfort also reveals weaknesses and blind spots that comfort hides. When life is easy, you may feel confident, but this confidence is often shallow and fragile. Only through challenge do you discover your true limits and learn how to expand them. Each difficulty encountered is an opportunity to develop skill, patience and insight, reinforcing the understanding that real security is not passive but actively created through experience, effort and courage. Ultimately, the sense of safety that comes from avoiding discomfort is fleeting, while the security gained through resilience and inner strength is lasting. Real protection is not in walls, routines, or the avoidance of challenge. It is in knowing that you can face whatever comes with clarity, adaptability and courage. Comfort may whisper that you are safe, but only stepping into challenge teaches you that you are truly capable, unshakable and free. Fear is always closer than we think. Quietly hiding behind the walls of comfort we build around ourselves. When life feels easy and predictable, the mind convinces itself that everything is safe, but in reality, comfort often masks the very fears we refuse to confront. Every habit of avoiding challenge, every choice to stay within the familiar is motivated by an unseen anxiety, a subtle voice that says, "What if I fail? What if I am not enough?" This fear does not disappear simply because it is ignored. It grows stronger, embedding itself deeper into the mind and shaping decisions without our awareness. The human tendency to seek ease and avoid strain is rooted in fear, yet the avoidance only strengthens its grip. Fear disguised as comfort makes you complacent, slowing your growth and dulling your awareness of what is truly possible. It convinces you that stepping forward, taking risks, or embracing change is dangerous, when in fact, the danger lies in remaining stagnant. Each act of avoidance reinforces the lie that the known is safer than the unknown, while every moment you resist fear and move through discomfort teaches your mind and body that you are capable of more than you imagined. Recognizing fear is the first step toward freedom because awareness breaks the invisible chains that comfort places around you. When you see that hesitation, procrastination, or the need for ease is rooted in fear, you gain the power to confront it rather than submit to it. Fear thrives in secrecy, it loses strength when illuminated by conscious attention. By acknowledging the emotions and anxieties that underlie your desire for comfort, you begin to reclaim control over your choices and redirect your energy toward growth rather than avoidance. Acting in the presence of fear is where transformation occurs. Every time you take a step beyond what feels safe, the grip of fear loosens and a new layer of courage is born. Comfort tempts you to remain still, but fear is only defeated when movement and action replace avoidance. By leaning into challenges, enduring discomfort and facing uncertainty head-on, you rewire your mind to respond to life with clarity and strength rather than submission and hesitation. Fear no longer dictates your decisions once you recognize it and move deliberately despite its presence. Freedom from fear is not a single moment of triumph, but a continuous practice of facing discomfort with awareness. Comfort may always tempt you, whispering that ease is safety, but every conscious choice to step beyond it diminishes fear and expands your capacity. The longer you resist fear hidden behind comfort, the stronger and more expansive your life becomes. The unknown loses its power when met with courage, and the growth that comes from moving through fear reshapes not just your mind and body, but the very trajectory of your life. Discipline is the force that transforms potential into reality, while desire alone keeps life trapped in cycles of fleeting satisfaction. Comfort fuels desire, whispering that what is easy, pleasurable, or immediately gratifying is enough, and in yielding to it, the mind becomes soft and reactive. Desire without discipline is like a rudderless ship drifting aimlessly wherever the currents of temptation take it. The mastery of self, however, arises from the deliberate choice to act with awareness to prioritize what is necessary over what is comfortable or convenient, and to hold steady in the face of impulses that weaken resolve. Every moment you choose discipline over desire, you build strength that is invisible but unshakable. The mind will resist craving ease, indulgence, or the avoidance of effort, but discipline teaches endurance, consistency, and focus. By refusing to surrender to every urge for comfort or pleasure, you train your inner faculties to operate with clarity and purpose. Habits formed through repeated acts of discipline become the foundation of resilience, allowing you to navigate challenges without being ruled by fleeting impulses or external circumstances. Discipline demands attention, awareness, and a willingness to face the discomfort that desire often avoids. It asks you to do what is required, even when it feels difficult, inconvenient, or unrewarding in the moment. Comfort disguises itself as necessity, convincing the mind that indulgence or delay is acceptable. But the practice of discipline teaches the subtle difference between what feels good now and what builds enduring strength and capability. By consistently choosing the path of effort over ease, you reinforce the patterns of control, focus, and self-mastery that shape destiny. Desire left unchecked fragments attention and weakens the will, while discipline channels energy toward meaningful outcomes. Every act of self-control, every deliberate decision to prioritize long-term growth over short-term satisfaction strengthens character and cultivates mastery over the self. The mind learns to distinguish between genuine needs and seductive illusions of comfort, making it possible to navigate life with precision, determination, and purpose. Discipline is not merely restriction, it is the conscious cultivation of power and freedom through structured effort. Over time, the consistent choice of discipline over desire rewires the mind, body, and character. Comfort will continue to tempt, offering ease, indulgence, and avoidance, but each act of discipline erodes its hold. The more you commit to what is necessary rather than what is easy, the more you expand your potential, sharpen your focus, and fortify your inner strength. Discipline shapes destiny because it creates the conditions in which capability, resilience, and conscious action can flourish, allowing life to be directed by intention rather than impulse. Life's true energy is never found in ease or stillness, it flows in movement, effort, and challenge. When you embrace difficulty instead of avoiding it, you awaken a force within yourself that had been lying dormant, waiting for an opportunity to grow. Comfort may feel safe and soothing, but it slowly drains vitality, leaving the mind dull, the body sluggish, and the spirit numb. Energy is awakened through action, struggle, and the conscious choice to move beyond what feels easy, pushing the limits of what is possible. A life without challenge is a life of stagnation, where time passes but growth does not. The body becomes weak, the mind untested, and the soul restless. Every task avoided, every fear ignored, every opportunity postponed in the name of comfort diminishes the very essence of your being. The energy that could have been cultivated through struggle leaks away, leaving a sense of dissatisfaction, lethargy, and unfulfilled potential. Challenge is the fuel that ignites passion and purpose, while comfort quietly erodes the fire within. Struggle is not an enemy, but a necessary companion on the path to strength and vitality. Facing resistance teaches adaptability, sharpens focus, and awakens creativity. Each challenge endured transforms the body, mind, and spirit, forging resilience and depth that cannot be gained through ease. When life pushes back, it is giving an opportunity to discover strength you did not know you possessed. Energy is born in the friction between desire and effort, between fear and action, and between what is and what can be. Avoiding difficulty creates the illusion of security, but this security is hollow and fleeting. True energy is cultivated in motion, in action, and in the conscious engagement with life's demands. Each challenge, no matter how small or large, is an invitation to tap into reservoirs of power and endurance that lie beneath the surface. By embracing struggle rather than fleeing from it, you awaken vitality that transforms every aspect of your existence from thought to emotion to physical capability. Challenge sharpens awareness and expands possibility, creating momentum that ease can never provide. The more you engage with difficulty, the more alive you become, the more capable you are of navigating life with clarity and strength. Energy does not reside in comfort, it is generated in effort, persistence and courage. Life's fullness is accessed when you lean into the friction of challenge, allowing it to awaken strength, sharpen perception, and illuminate the boundless potential that lies within. Ease creates a false sense of clarity, convincing the mind that everything is understood and under control, while in reality, awareness quietly diminishes. Comfort lulls perception into a dull, passive state where subtle truths are ignored and important insights are missed. When the mind is never challenged, it begins to accept superficiality as reality, and the deeper currents of life pass unnoticed. Awareness requires tension, alertness and engagement, and comfort removes all three, leaving the senses dulled and the mind sedated. Discomfort, on the other hand, shakes the mind awake. It exposes gaps in understanding, reveals hidden assumptions, and forces the senses to operate fully in the present. Each moment of unease compels attention, demanding that the mind process, adapt and respond. When life is easy, observation becomes lazy. When life pushes against you, perception becomes sharp. Discomfort strips away the illusions comfort constructs, and in that raw exposure, true clarity begins to emerge. A life confined to comfort is a life of partial vision. You may feel safe and content, but the reality of what is happening around you and within you remains obscured. Discomfort acts as a mirror, reflecting the areas of ignorance, denial, and avoidance that comfort hides. By stepping into situations that test understanding, challenge assumptions, or provoke reflection, the mind becomes attuned to subtle patterns, deeper truths, and realities that were previously invisible. Awareness grows when the familiar is questioned and the easy is resisted. Each encounter with difficulty or unease is an opportunity to sharpen perception. It forces the mind to process details it would otherwise ignore, to feel fully and to understand more completely. The friction created by discomfort acts as a catalyst for insight, teaching lessons that comfort could never convey. Awareness is not built in a state of ease. It is forged in the tension between what is known and what is uncertain, what is comfortable and what is demanding. Over time, consistently choosing awareness over ease transforms perception and understanding. The mind begins to recognize subtle signals, patterns and truths that were once overlooked, and the individual becomes attuned to life in its full complexity. Comfort may feel secure, but it narrows vision and dulls insight, while discomfort expands consciousness, awakens perception, and cultivates the ability to see life as it truly is, unfiltered and uncompromised. Pain is an unavoidable companion in life, and it speaks with a clarity that comfort never can. Every moment of struggle, every hardship, and every situation that pushes you beyond what is easy carries a lesson. Pain exposes weaknesses, tests endurance, and reveals truths that are hidden when life is smooth and effortless. It forces attention, demands presence, and insists that the individual engage with reality rather than escape into illusion. By confronting pain directly, the mind and spirit are trained to see clearly and act consciously, rather than drifting passively through life. Pain is not punishment, it is a guide that shows where growth is required. Every challenge endured strengthens character and resilience, revealing capabilities that remain dormant when life is always comfortable. It illuminates patterns of behavior, thought and emotion that need adjustment, and in doing so provides the raw material for transformation. Those who ignore or avoid pain may feel temporary relief, but they also miss the lessons that would allow them to navigate life with depth, wisdom and strength. The intensity of discomfort teaches endurance and sharpens awareness. Pain demands action, reflection and adaptation, while comfort allows complacency and ignorance to thrive. Each experience of hardship can be used as a step toward mastery over the self, the circumstances and the environment. By leaning into pain rather than resisting it, the individual cultivates courage, clarity and the ability to face future challenges with composure. Pain becomes a teacher not because it is pleasant, but because it cannot be ignored and its lessons are unavoidable. Enduring pain develops the ability to discern what is essential from what is trivial. It strips away illusions, exposes the superficiality of comfort and brings focus to what truly matters. The lessons embedded in struggle shape perception, decision-making and priorities. Those who learn from pain cultivate patience, humility and strength, transforming obstacles into opportunities and weaknesses into sources of power. Every trial carries within it the potential for insight, growth and the expansion of consciousness. Pain also fosters empathy and connection. Experiencing difficulty allows the individual to understand the struggles of others, creating compassion and awareness that cannot be gained in states of ease. By embracing pain, one develops not only personal strength but also the capacity to relate deeply to the experiences of others. The wisdom gained through hardship becomes a foundation for living fully, acting consciously and responding to life with authenticity and presence, transforming every challenge into a teacher for the journey of growth. Choosing the easy path may feel safe and convenient, but it is rarely the path that leads to fulfillment or achievement. Life constantly rewards those who dare to step beyond what is familiar and comfortable, those who willingly face uncertainty and challenge rather than retreat into ease. Every time you take the easy route, you deny yourself the opportunity to grow, to learn and to discover what you are truly capable of. Comfort may feel like security, but it is often the very thing that limits potential, leaving ambition unfulfilled and dreams unrealized. The easy path is seductive because it requires minimal effort, minimal risk and minimal confrontation with discomfort. Yet the world does not honor minimal effort, it honors courage, perseverance and resilience. Success, mastery and deep satisfaction are forged through consistent effort in the face of challenge. Choosing difficulty over ease cultivates strength, sharpens focus and builds character, while repeatedly opting for comfort erodes potential and fosters stagnation. The easy path may feel light, but it carries the weight of unrealized possibility and diminished growth. Every step taken away from comfort demands courage. To pursue what matters, to chase a dream, or to embrace a challenge requires deliberate action against the pull of convenience. The mind resists, whispering that it is safer to remain still, that the familiar is sufficient. Yet each act of courage, each deliberate decision to endure temporary hardship strengthens resilience and expands the boundaries of what is possible. The path of effort is never easy, but it is always rewarding in the depth and durability of the results it produces. Temporary hardship is a necessary companion on any journey worth taking. Discomfort signals that transformation is occurring, that the individual is stretching beyond old limitations and building capacities that ease alone could never develop. The lessons embedded in struggle teach patience, endurance and resourcefulness. Every challenge faced is an opportunity to cultivate wisdom, to refine judgment, and to understand the true measure of one's strength. The easy path offers comfort but no transformation, while the challenging path builds lasting power, insight, and capability. Choosing the path that demands effort over ease is a statement of intention and purpose. It signals a commitment to growth, to mastery, and to realizing dreams that are larger than fear or convenience. Comfort may always tempt with promises of safety and minimal effort, but the true rewards of life, strength, achievement, and self-realization are reserved for those who are willing to endure, to struggle, and to rise above the pull of ease. Every step away from the easy path strengthens the mind, body, and spirit, shaping a life that is capable, courageous, and fully awake. Life reaches its true expression only when it is lived fully, beyond the boundaries of comfort. To remain in ease is to settle for a shadow of what is possible, to shrink potential instead of allowing it to expand. Every moment spent avoiding challenge, delaying effort, or seeking convenience is a moment in which growth is surrendered. Life demands engagement, presence, and courage, and the richness of experience emerges only when the familiar is left behind and the unknown is met with determination. Embracing challenges is the gateway to discovering strengths that comfort would never reveal. Each difficulty, obstacle, or moment of resistance carries within it the opportunity to stretch beyond old limits and awaken latent abilities. The struggle itself becomes a teacher, guiding the mind, body, and spirit toward higher levels of capability. Those who retreat into ease may feel safe, but they forfeit the intensity, depth, and vitality that life offers to those willing to face discomfort directly. If you continue to serve comfort, you will remain small, predictable, and confined. But the moment you decide to step out, to face the unknown and endure the uncomfortable, your life begins to expand. Freedom, joy, and true fulfillment exist not in the softness of ease, but in the courageous act of breaking the chains you never realized were holding you. Step beyond comfort and discover the boundless life waiting for you.